Sr Prisca. Today, the title of our discussion is How to Be Happy. I know happiness is the desire of every human person. I too deserve and desire to be happy, and I believe you too listening to me wish to be happy in every sphere of life. Happiness is a gift one offers to oneself. For you to be happy, it is you who decides what you want for yourself. Happiness is a gift you give to yourself. It is not something you can force into another person. You cannot force another person to be happy if the person has decided otherwise. Happiness is something we all strive for, and we attach different meaning to it. For some, happiness is a successful career. For others, is to have a large family. For others, it may be the desire to buy a new house or something different. Others may desire happiness in the form of relationship or even in their own married life. Whatever that will give you serenity and peace of mind is something that will bring happiness to you. Having given little example of what happiness may seem to be, I would like to know what you feel about happiness at the comment section. We all strive for happiness and we truly desire it. But the road to happiness is something that we all have to work for. We talk about happiness in the future tense. For example, I want to happy, I would like happy. But we don't know that happiness is something that could be immediate. Because when you truly desire it at that moment, you can have it. You may tell yourself, I want to be happy. For this reason, I don't want to distract myself with any incoming calls. I may decide to stay indoors just because I want to enjoy moment of serenity for myself, with myself, or even just to do things that I feel needed to be done at that moment. I want to be happy is something that I desire. If you say I would have been happy, it means that something distracted you from enjoying the happiness. Happiness is not a commodity. It is something that you make up your mind either to have or to deny yourself of that privilege. When you agree in a commitment about what you truly desire, it is you who can make it to last or to make it to lose. For this reason, when you, for example, want to hold an important meeting or important discussion, you're seeing or there is a tendency for one to decide whom to bring in a particular discussion. It is not everything that would want everyone to hear. There are always the selected few that we may want to bring in into the things that for us we consider that matters. We all live in the anticipation of being happy. For this reason, we go out in search of friends, people who have the same desire, or people who really have something in common with us. You are the only one who can give yourself lasting and stable happiness. That is the reason we choose our friends. That is the reason we choose the job we do at any time that we are in search of a new work or we need something that gets in line with what we really want. When we see people saying, okay, my intention is to become a medical doctor, for an instance, it is because they have made up their mind that being a medical personnel or going into medicine will be able to afford them a kind of happiness, because doing that work will make them to feel at home or feel relaxed doing that work instead of being an engineer or even being a lawyer. Happiness is something that one decides how to handle it. Many have wasted a lot of time thinking that happiness is something that opportunity will offer you. When you want something, you go out for it. When you don't need something, you just ignore it. It is like a hidden treasure that you have to discover for yourself. Because just like a closed pack, it is only when you unveil it that you'll be able to know what is inside it. Some people are happier than others, and this we have to know. No two persons are happy in the same way and at the same time with the same reason. What you think may be a thing of love to you might not interest the other. So, what you do determines what you truly desire. Learn the factors that determine the level of your happiness. Just like the economists normally use the times scale of preference, you know what you desire most and you go for it. It is what gives you the priority of the importance you attach to it that will determine where your attention and your interest goes in. For this reason, our chances of living a joyful and whole life will increase if we realize that happiness requires effort. Nobody can give you happiness just like a close package. You have to make the effort to get what you want by following the trends and the paths of happiness. Others may define it for you, but the choice is yours for you to decide if actually happiness is what you desire or otherwise. Yes, every one of us is born into a family. We have our parents, our brothers and sisters, we have our relatives. But in all of this, in a family, we'll discover that we all have someone whom we are more closer to than the rest of the family members. And for this reason, when you think that somebody else is more attached to you or you are attached to the other person, it's because there is something that both of you share in common, or you feel relaxed when speaking or when you are with that person. You can never all love everyone in the same magnitude. You always choose whom to love first or whom to love better. For this reason, you are the one who gives yourself that gift of happiness. Nobody can give it to you. It is only you who can determine whether to be happy or whether to remain sad. Happiness is not out there for us to find. The reason is that it is not out there for us, but happiness lives inside of us. It is only when we open our own hearts and go in search of it that we will discover that happiness dwells inside us. Happiness is not found in the places we go. Happiness is not found in the job we do. Happiness comes within us because it is from inside us that we attach meaning and significance to the things that we think or we have already convinced ourselves that gives us moments of happiness and relaxation. Note this: money will never bring you happiness. Material things will not bring you lasting happiness. All of these are transitory things. You may have a lot of money, you may have ideas of many things to buy, but after having spent that money or buying those things, you now discover that that joy for you to have counted your money in millions or to have seen your account being very high with many zeros attached to it did not give you that satisfaction because it is something that just lasted for a little while. Let me give you a reason why I said that money and material things cannot give you lasting happiness. Take for an instance somebody who decides to buy a new car. After having bought the car, just leaving from that same fabric where he had bought the car or to the dealers, living out there, he heard an accident or something may have happened. He lost the car. You see, it's just a wasted investment. The joy of buying that car because he or she may have seen that part of that particular car will now go off just because things unusual happen at that very moment. Not it. Happiness is a gift you give to yourself, and it all begins from inside of you and extends to the outside. For this reason, nobody can give you happiness. It is only you who can afford it and will be able to share it with those around you. Happy people put effort into building solid and good relationship. They enjoy spending their time with their loved ones. You know, when you are happy, you will always like to stay with your family members or with your friends. But when you are not happy with your family members, you will always find it disgusting staying around them because everything makes you go angry. Everything takes away the serenity and the peace that is in you. Many times we see that in different occasions, we try to link up with our friends or to our families, either through video calls, through chats, or even in different forms, just like the social media have granted us the possibility to enjoy different ways of communication. When we are stressed with the work we do, what do? We try to distract ourselves by connecting to somebody who truly cares for us just to spend that moment of relaxation. Do you think that somebody who is sane, somebody who has a rightful way of thinking, to spend his or her time with somebody whom he considers to be an enemy? I don't think that would be possible. You will always like to get yourself connected with someone whom you believe and think will give you listening ear, somebody who can give you comfort, somebody whom you feel at home with. That is the reason in our contact, in our phone contacts, or in any other communication means, we always have our favorites. There are people whom we discuss certain things with, and there are casual friends whom we just keep for the sake of having them around. Although it is difficult to determine the duration of happiness, it is always something that we know that happiness is lasting. All depends on the budget you make. You know, when you decide that you want to be happy, you make every effort to find yourself in a position to be happy. You always try to maintain it. Everything that will bring you anxiety, anger, regret, sadness, you try to avoid them. That's the reason most times when some persons receive messages, If they know that the contact who has sent messages to them is somebody who is fond of sending noise messages, you will see that the person will just skip or ignore the messages and open them when he or she person thinks that, well, let me just attend to this person. But when you are attached to somebody whom you believe that gives you happiness, you will always be longing to hear from that person. You will always be longing to always read from that person. There are many factors that determine how happy we could be. Happiness, having said that it is a gift that we give to ourselves, our inability to appreciate other people's own effort towards us is a sign of ingratitude. Be happy and make those around you to be happy. It is what you give that you receive in return. When you show kindness, when you show love, when you show compassion to others, you will equally receive that. That is why the African proverb says that one hand washes the other. It is how you present yourself to others that will determine how they will consider you or the attention that they will give to you. Many a times we find people who seem to be eternally angry with themselves, angry with their own person, as if God created them out of regret. Why? Because right inside them, they have planted that seed of anger inside themselves, and they don't know how they can uproot it. It's just like an infected plant. You could remember the time of COVID. They will tell you, avoid this zone. Going closer to it will affect you. Many persons, at least about 96% of human population wore masks because they were afraid of contacting the COVID, which infected almost the whole universe. That is one way anger could affect other person. When you are with a happy person, you will always enjoy happiness. You will always enjoy love and peace. But when you're so with somebody whom they consider as a troublesome person, a troublemaker, or a troubleshooter, just know that your BP will just be going up and down because everything about peace will completely disappear and you will just see yourself acting just like a wild beast, which is not good. And you know, when you are angry, it will affect your health. When you are angry, nothing seems to have value around you. When you are angry, you will just regret and everything around you will seem meaningless to you. But when there is peace, when there is joy, when there is love around you, you will see happiness will just open like a window around you, and everyone who comes closer to it will breathe in that freshness of that love, that serenity that you at that very moment is just sharing or that they are feeling coming closer to you. Because happy people don't pay attention to how others live. When you meet somebody who is really angry with himself or who is not happy, he's always curious about what others are doing. He's always anxious to know what are people talking about me. Even when two persons are just discussing their own matters, that person will be suspicious that they are discussing or talking about him or her. That is the danger of not being happy with yourself. Happy people Don't pay attention to how others live. Their interest is always to make others happy. Their interest is always to share that joy, to share that happiness to those around them. And my question to you is, how happy are you? Are you really happy? What makes you happy? If you are not happy, what are the things that obstruct your happiness? What are the things that make you sad? Just drop your comment at the comment section. If you are not happy, what is the cause? What actually triggers that anger inside you? Dearest friend, the best gift you can give to yourself is not buying yourself the latest model of phone. It is not buying yourself the best car or trying to build the best house in town. The best gift you can give to yourself is just very simple. It is not expensive. Only decide to be happy. Free gift you give to yourself. You don't need to go to the supermarket to buy it. Just tell yourself, Lord, I want to be happy. Grant me serenity. Look at the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the grace to accept the things I cannot change. Be happy about whom you are. Even if things are not moving the way you desire, just thank God for the gift of life. God did not seek your consent in creating you. He made the universe so beautiful and he saw it was good before he called man. He modeled man and placed him and put him in that garden and said, take care of all this. That is a sign of God's own joy, generosity to the human existence. My question is this: the people who come around you, what do you leave for them? Do you leave them moments of regret? Do you leave them with moments of happiness? What actually is in your mind when people come to you? My desire is to be happy. My desire is happiness because when I am happy, I am at my own best. I give out everything that is within my own reach. Being a Catholic nun, a religious, my desire is to serve God through humanity. And that is the reason I left every other thing in order to serve God through humanity. It is a life of service, it is a calling. Not too many persons may understand the reason. How can somebody just forget about anything, forming a family, and decide to dedicate herself to become a nun or a religious? Everything about life is not about money. You may count your money in millions, but do they really give you happiness? There is always joy in sharing. Not everything about life is about money. Not everything about life is about material gifts. It is what you give from your own self, what you give to yourself that matters a lot. Our ability to use our gifts to help others matters so much. Use your talent to praise God. Use your financial state to bless God. Use your entire being to serve God. Love yourself because it is the love that you have in you that you'll be able to share to others. If you don't love yourself, you'll find it difficult to love other persons. Love is the key to success. Love yourself because if you don't love yourself, you will find it difficult to love other person because You cannot give what you do not have. If you don't love yourself, there is no need of asking you, do you love others? It's so simple that the answer is totally no, because you cannot give what you do not have. So there is friends. For you to be happy, you have to decide for yourself what actually you want to become. And if you're having problem with happiness, if you think that it is something very difficult for you to give or enjoy happiness, there are some things you need to try if you really want to get yourself balanced. If you're having problem with happiness, learn to forgive so that you will have a free mind. When you are happy, you don't think about other people's own offense. When you are happy, you forget and forgive people without asking them the reason for their actions. When you are happy, you always consider other people's own weakness, other people's own mistakes as signs of growth. You will equally help them. Love is the ultimate. Learn to forgive. Learn to forgive. If you really want to be happy, happiness is a gift you give to yourself. It's not a question of how well you eat. It is about what you do for yourself. If you are happy, even if you don't eat, you have that peace of mind. You can say just like Samuel, oh God, at last you give leave to your servant because you are happy. My heart is full of joy, just like in Psalm 1 says. The universe is always happy when you are happy because you are radiating the beauty of God's creation, because you as a human person is the living image of God. Be an ambassador of God, because if He has created you and formed you in His own image, you are here on a mission. And what is that mission? To be happy, to serve God, to serve humanity, to live a good life, so that even if you depart from this earth, you will be able to reunite with God, with His saints in heaven. That is the joy of every human person. Please, I would like to know what you feel about happiness at the comment section. Don't forget to share your thoughts, your ideas, and what you feel about the topic, how to be happy. And if there are things that are making you not to be happy at this very moment, I would like to read that from the comment section so that going through them, I will be able to give answers to those that I will be able to answer, and to those that may be a little bit difficult, we'll have to put them into prayers so that God will be able to grant us the possibility to accept the things we cannot change. Happy people do not deal with difficult situations alone. They share their problems with others. Have you found yourself in any situation when you think that you really need somebody who can advise you, somebody who can really help you with his or her own idea, something you cannot do alone? You want to communicate with somebody, you just need somebody to share his or her own idea with you on how best to do it. You need to have a friend. You need to be trusting. If you can't trust yourself, it will be difficult for you to trust another person. Learn to trust yourself so that you'll be able to trust others. You cannot say, yes, I trust myself, and you don't trust others. No, you cannot give what you do not have. Learn to be appreciative. Gratitude is one of the things that help us to remain happy, because When you are happy, you'll be able to show that joy and extend it to others. Happy people do not deal with difficulties alone. They share their problems with others. Not just problem, they share their joy together. They share their love with others. They share their difficulties together. Everything about life is sharing. Nobody is an island. That is the reason God created us. He allowed us to be members of a family. That's why you and I, we have our mother, we have our father, we have our siblings, we have our relatives. And the question is, where do you belong? How do you consider your family? How do you treat those around you? Do you treat them well? When you have problem, you always look for somebody. Many times, people who have health issues go to doctors. Those who have issues with their fellow human persons may decide either to look for someone to advocate for them. You go to engineers when you need their service. You go to a mechanic when you need a service. You go to an architect when you need a service. You go to God in prayers because God is the ultimate of everything we have in our own life. Always remember to have a journal where you keep your stories, your gratitude stories, not just your problems, but things, privileges you have enjoyed in your own human life, things, the grace God has given you at all times that you did not ask for it. And God has been so merciful to you and giving you all those things. Learn to be happy. There is no magic pill to become happier. It is something you decide for yourself. Happiness is not just, it's not like a tab. It's not like a capsule that you take in order to become happier. It's not like an energy booster. You can say, okay, let me just go and buy this and take it and I'll become happy. No. From inside of you, you enjoy that spring of happiness. Try to identify your talent and make use of it. Be a creative person who like to draw and write, who like to share his or her own ideas with people around them. Learn to be good to others, even without pay, and focus on your own lifestyle. Learn to be somebody who is very, very active. Happiness is a choice you make. Happiness is a choice you make. It is never too late for you if you think it is late for you. No. No matter what situation you find yourself, it is never too late to be what you might have been. There is always an opportunity because life is a choice you make, and you must learn more from yourself and understand your aspiration, your strengths, and your weaknesses. Learn to excuse yourself. Learn to forgive yourself. Learn to forgive others. Happiness changes our way of thought because it eases the pressure and the tension within us and allows us to consider our fully human persons as God Himself standing before us. What is your thought about happiness? Learn to change your focus. Learn to love others. Learn to forgive. Learn to trust those around you. Happiness is the best thing you can do for yourself because it is the easiest way for you to understand whom God is. There is always this saying which I always like bringing in almost every of my things. Never be afraid to trust an unknown God. Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God. Why? God is eternal. He is supreme. He knows everything. He understands everything. For that reason, you don't need to be afraid to trust and entrust your unknown future into the hands of the known God. Like every human person who really desires moments of praise, ask God in your prayer, God, help me to be happy. Help me to be appreciative. Help me to be loving. Help me to be kind to those around me. Let this be not just a prayer. Let this be an act we have to practice. Let us learn to love one another and show them mercy. Let us learn to be kind to other persons and to show them that really there is God at all times, in every situation, at all moments. Thank you for making out your time to join me in a moment with Sister Prisca. More live programs will be coming up. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. It is free. Just hit the subscription button. Try to watch other videos in the channel. Leave your comments and equally share the link and recommend others to join us. I would want you to help me to build this very community. I am going to do the best I can in order to make this channel what will be more beneficial to humanity. I am Sister Prisca Nwokorie in a moment with Sister Prisca. Thank you for your time, and please don't forget to join us in the upcoming live streams. God bless you for your time, and thank you for joining. I will want to read your comments at the comment section. Please help me to share. Watch the videos and drop your comments, advice, suggestions, what you feel that we're going to do in order to make this channel a great one. Until then, I am Sister Prisca in a moment with Sister Prisca. Thank you for joining us. We are about to begin another program very soon. Stay tuned and remain with us on this channel. A moment with Sister Prisca. Please share the link. We'll be back very soon. Thank you so much.